Hello, it's time for another episode of Simply Saturday, where we are going to make a card that is fast and easy to make. Now, often when I bring you a Simply Saturday card, it's a rather generic design where you can kind of use what you have at home. Today's card is a little bit different because I'm focusing very specifically on an online exclusive bundle, and this is called Sunrise Sailing. So we're going to talk about the pieces in the bundle as we make our simple card, but let me show you the stamp set. This is the Sunrise Sailing stamp set. There are dies that coordinate, and I have only the water dies sitting here on my magnet sheet because all my other dies are out. I'm going to show you a bunch of those. And then also, as part of the bundle, you get this hybrid embossing folder that's absolutely fantastic. So before we make our card, let me show you a card that I just cased from another creator. And this was made just with the hybrid embossing folder to get all of that great texture. And then I simply added a little bit of color with some sponge dauber and also a blending brush. I did add a couple clouds there at the end, but all that yummy texture is just created from this wonderful embossing folder. Now, this is a hybrid embossing folder, which means that this particular die, the largest of the boat dies, does fit into the embossing folder like so, and then you're able to put your stamped boat image like that through your Stampin' and Cut and Emboss machine, and it will not only cut out the image, but it also embosses it. It gives it some texture. So I'm telling you, this is absolutely an amazing set of products. All right, we're gonna make a fast and easy card, and then I will show you one other not so fast and easy card that I have made with these products, just to get your mind going. So I'm starting with a basic white thick cardstock base. So this is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. I have scored it at 4.25 inches, and I'm going to use my bone folder to reinforce that fold. Okay, this is our base. So for the fast and easy card, we're not using obviously all the parts to this wonderful set of products. We're mostly going to use the stamps and then just one die, well, also the clouds, so 2 dies. Okay, pool party. This is going to be our water. So there are 2 different water stamps in this stamp set. This one, which is just kind of like straight across, and then there's another one that looks a little bit more like it's fading into the distance, like that one. Okay, so we're just going to use this straight one with Pool Party ink, and I am going to stamp several times. So I'm going to stamp here, and I'm going to do that again, kind of moving my stamp around. In fact, I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper here so I can really move it around. Over here, maybe a little bit in here. And then what I'm going to do is, using the same stamp, I'm going to ink, stamp off, and then come in and just start filling in with lighter Pool Party ink, moving my stamp all around. On this one, I'm even going to turn it upside down. Okay, just getting my water filled in a little bit. All right, it needs a little bit on this side, and it needs a little bit more at the bottom. Maybe even one more at the bottom. All right, so that's full strength and also stamped off to give me lots of those water squiggles. All right, so we're gonna set that aside. The next thing that I'm going to do is take a scrap of basic white cardstock and stamp the largest of the boats. And as we head into this portion, this will give me a chance to talk to you about the different size boats, stamps, and dies. So I'm using Secret Sea ink and stamping my boat outline. Then I'm going to take this stamp. This is going to give some color and some texture to the sails. And on this one, I decided to use Timid Tiger. I kind of like the idea of the blues and orange. So this is going to come down pretty low on the sails. That's how you know like where it should go. Look at that. That is so satisfying when you just stamp something very fast and easy and it comes out looking so great. Now let's go ahead and fill in the bottom part of the boat. And for that, I'm going to go back to my Secret Sea and I'm going to stamp it off. So I'm going to use Secret Sea stamped off. And then I'm going to look through the stamp and line this up. Again, this is always tricky on camera because I don't want to get my head in your view, but we'll see how it lined up. Okay, just almost perfect. Okay, now what I can do with this is take the largest of the dies, of the sailboat dies, and run that through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So that's what I've done to give me this. Oh, look, on this one I did orange. Okay, so now you can see two different versions. This one I did the blue and this one I did the orange boat. Okay, so there we have our boat. Now, while we're talking about it, there is not a smaller boat stamp, but there is a smaller boat die. So you have this and this. All right, so that makes another size boat. And then you also have a smaller one. Here's the boat and the sail of the smallest one. All right, so we've got a variety there of different boat dies. Okay, then we have two cloud dies, which I have already cut out, two basic white cardstock clouds. And then there are the little bird dies, which cuts out birds that are just, oh, let me show you against the white paper, just tiny. Look at how cute. You get 3 of them at once when you use the die because there's 3. So that is very cute too. Okay, but again, for our fast and easy card, we're not using all of those pieces. Okay, we have our water, we have our boat. This is going to end up going just glued onto this like so. We're going to use our clouds and look how pretty just the white against the white looks. I wondered if I would need to sponge around these with Pool Party or Balmy Blue, which would also be a great choice if you want to, but sticking with fast and easy, let's not, and just let the white against the white be our look. Okay, I'm going to take the Ahoy stamp and the Pool Party ink and just add, where did my scratch paper go? I'm going to add Ahoy here to the front of the card. I feel like I wiggled it. Okay, and then let's put our clouds on and then we will add some birds. So let me get some glue. Come on, glue. Are you going to work with me? Thank you. Okay, we're going to need to glue our boat on. We haven't done that. Here's one of the clouds. Here's the second cloud. And then there is a stamp with one bird, so we can use it repeatedly. We'll put, oh, I want to get this glued on before it moves around on me. Okay, now I can add a few more birds. Look at how cute. Oh my gosh, cute, fast, very easy. I can tell that I'm going to be doing a lot with these stamps and dies. All right, here's our fast and easy for today. Let me go back and show you the other card that I did with the embossing folder, and then the third card that I told you that I would be showing you. All right, so get a few things out of the way. This is the one that I made primarily with the embossing folder. All right, and it's on cloud. Let's see, cloudy. How come I'm forgetting what that word is? What is the name of that paper? Cloud cover. I wanted to say sky in there. Cloud cover cardstock on top of a cloud cover base. All right. So there's that one. And then this one I did case from another demonstrator. I changed mine up a little bit, and as I make, sorry you guys, I pulled on this when I moved across the room. I cased this from another demonstrator. I will make further changes as I make future cards, but this has a great embossed background. This one flips up. All right, so here's our largest size sailboat. Then when you flip this part up, you can see the second size sailboat. This is the one that you don't stamp, it's just all die cut. And then the tiniest of the sailboats. You can see here I also did the water, and that was created with the embossing folder and balmy blue paper, just put in here, balmy blue cardstock. And so that's this one. All right, as you can see, we are going to have a lot of fun with these. It's very summery. I think this is a great option for guy cards. Not that you have to do masculine cards with it, but what a great option. And again, our fast and easy. Thanks so much for stopping by today for our quick tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those for me, and I will put some information for you in the description box below this video. Until next time, happy stamping!